Hey everybody, I'm going to show you something that is going to save you a whole lot of time, especially when you need to update text inside of Articulate Storyline 360. My name is Jeff Bat with Learning Dojo, and let's go ahead and dive in here. If you're inside of Storyline, this is something that I kind of overlooked for a long time. It's been out for a little bit, but I just didn't know exactly how to use it or really the benefit of using it. And once I started using it, man, oh man, has this saved me a whole lot of time. And I wanted to show you this just in case you haven't used it or you haven't played around with it, so you can see what the benefits are. I'm inside of Articulate Storyline 360 right here, and I'm going to just go ahead and jump into a page that is just image and text here. Now inside of this, I just have my text as normal text. These are different text styles. If you're at all familiar with HTML, when I select this drop-down box, you'll notice different headings. And even inside of Microsoft Word, there's different headings. But how does this really work inside of Articulate Storyline? Now, if I'm inside of here, you'll notice that all of this is just normal text. What I can do, though, is I can change the default normal text, and I can change the default heading and so forth. In fact, I'm going to come into this next page where it's a little bit more prominent here. And I'm going to take this heading right here, and I'm going to select that heading and come up here and select this to be something like heading 1, for example, or heading 2. You'll notice how the text changes. And that's fine. We can actually update the style. We can make this look however we want it to look. That's not the real benefit. Here is the real benefit. If I come in here and select this to be heading 2, for example, let's go ahead and change some things about heading 2. I'm going to make this bold, and let's make it a slightly smaller text than what we had before. What this does, though, is it breaks from any other heading 2 that I may have. The style itself, if you're using heading 2s across the board, is not going to update until you specifically come in here and tell it to update. So if I come in here and select this, you'll notice that I have this option to update style from selection. It's now going to update anything and anywhere that I've used heading 2 across the board. For the longest time, and then I remember the days where I'd have to go in and change every single text if I decided that, oh, the font changed, or I'm going to make all my headings bold or something like that. I had to go into every single page and update that. This saves me a whole lot of time. So I'm going to come in here and select update from style. Now, really, we don't see the benefit of this until we come into another page and select the text in the other page here. And let's go ahead and select this as heading 2. It's now updated and automatically has that style. That's cool, but here's even a cooler thing. If I come in here and take heading 2, let's do something else actually. Before I update that, let's go ahead and change the color to be kind of a darker red here. And in fact, I'm going to go in and change this one. Before we fully do that, I'm going to go in and change this one to heading 2, just so you can see the benefit across the board. All right, so let's go back in here, heading 2. Let's select that text and select the drop-down box. And I'm going to select this and say update style from selection. But here is the real benefit. Just by changing one thing and updating the style, anywhere that style is now being used inside of Articulate Storyline will automatically have the new updates without you having to go into every single page. That is huge, in my opinion, being able to save you a whole lot of time without having to go into every page and update it. There is a caveat there. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's come into this next page and boom, there we go. There's heading 2. Boom, there we go. There's the heading 2 as well, all updated with the new text. So we can use heading 1, heading 2. We can really make it any style that we want. We can change this to anything we want and quickly apply those changes. We can do the same thing with this type of text here, though. This is normal text. If I select this text, let's say I want to have all of my normal text be that gray text. So what I'll do here is come into normal text and select this and say update style from selection. We will run into a little bit of a problem with some of the darker text or the darker backgrounds, but let's go in here and you'll notice now it has the new style. It has the new color automatically updated to the normal text. You'll see here though, in this case, I think it might be that text which works on a background here. We'll change that here in a second, but there may be some things that are broken, that are kind of not taking advantage of this style. And you really, when you apply changes to a text on a page, you really are breaking the style. You're basically changing it to a different look and feel, but just for that specific page. So that is something to keep in mind. And I'll show you that here in a second. So if I come in here and update some text, and let me go to one that has a little bit more room here. And if I come in here and insert some text, and I'm going to say sample text, you'll notice it has the style, the color, and everything like that. But if I select this text and I come in here and update this to blue, for example, it looks like it's using the normal text, but it's actually using a custom text. It's using something different. So that way, if you update some text on that style or something like that, it's not going to break the normal text. However, here's the drawback. If I come in here and decide to update my normal text, for example, let's update my normal text to be darker black. I'm going to come into my normal text and I'm going to update the style from selection. Now that will update everything except for that one that I broke. You're kind of breaking the connection to that normal text. And so that is not going to update. And this is something to keep in mind. When you're creating your content and you're creating your text, don't update it on a page by page level. Go in and update the normal text and update the style so it plays across the board. Otherwise, you're going to run into something like this where you tried to update it and it's not going to update across every single page. Now we can also create a custom style. So if I do want this to be in certain text or certain pages, what I could do is select that text, come up to normal text, and create a custom style here. I'm going to call this one custom 1. Now this is going to be published as a certain type of text. And if you do a normal text, you can't really apply this to just parts of a text or just a line of a text. It'll try to apply it to all of normal text. But for now, this is fine. Let's just go ahead and apply it to that. And there we go. Now, if I come in here and let's say we want to update this text, I'm going to select that text, select this drop-down box and select custom. Now it will apply the style, it'll apply the size, it'll apply the color, all of that automatically just by applying that custom style. This is going to save you a whole lot of time if you do it correctly, if you don't break the connection between that style and you update your text across the board, all of your headings across the board, and so forth. And you could even come in and use these different headings in different ways that you want. In fact, you can even style the hyperlink. Let's show you that real quick. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create a hyperlink by going into insert, and then I'm going to go into hyperlink. And now let's just go ahead and type in www.learningdojo.ninja. And I'm going to go ahead and just click OK. Now that is a pretty default, that's kind of your standard hyperlink text. I want this to be a little bit different. I'm going to select that text and I'm going to come in here and let's say that we want it to be not fill color. I'm actually going to do Control Z to go back. Let's select that again. And I want this to be, let's do kind of like a reddish color there. And in fact, I want this to be italicized as well. And there we go. Now I can come into my hyperlink, select this arrow here, and then select Update Style from Selection. Now, anytime I create a new hyperlink, let's go into Insert, let's go into Hyperlink here. Let's just type in www.learningdojo.ninja, which is a pretty good website from what I hear. And so I'm going to click OK, and there we go. It automatically has the style. Like I mentioned before, this could save you a whole lot of time as long as you just keep it as the style as a whole rather than breaking the connection, unless you're creating very specific custom looks and then use that as a custom style so you can quickly apply that to other text down the road. If you want to check out more, head on over to my website at learningdojo.ninja. You can check out all of my previous blog posts where I cover everything learning development related. You can also download free templates from my website in Articulate Storyline 360, XAPI, and you can also check out full courses. If you're new to any of these tools, you can check out full courses covering everything from A to Z in Articulate Storyline 360, Adobe Captivate, XAPI Fundamentals, Camtasia, Articulate Rise, Custom SCORM, and HTML5 video. My goal for this channel is to help you become the best learning developer that you can be, showing you tips and tricks of how to take advantage of the tools that you're using or even create learning applications using custom tools as well. So if you have any comments or if you have any suggestions, head on over to my YouTube video and leave a comment down below. I check those comments every week. If you have any other suggestions or anything like that, feel free to type those in. But that's all I have for today, so thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.